What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. It's another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your brewmaster. Tonight in the BrewLab, I've had a grueling day, crawling my way up the ladder. I have made Diamond 2. Finally, I am on track to get to Mythic before the season resets. We are having, if you have not yet been made aware of this situation, a double season month. I would very much like to get into Mythic because the people that are in Mythic will only get knocked down to Diamond 1. Those people in Diamond will get knocked down to Diamond 4 or something to that effect. And the slugfest getting up to Diamond 2 was such that it would just be such a pain in my butt if I don't make it to Mythic. I'd much rather make it to Mythic. So I'm going to continue my steady plow through the ladder tomorrow and hopefully make it there. Fingers crossed. All sorts of prayers to the magic overlords. Hopefully I will make it there, but until then I am not willing to risk any of the brews that I have lined up for the next couple of days on the ranked ladder. They are good but not ready. I'm still tweaking a few of them, and so I thought it would be a great idea this late night Sunday to just play some good old fancy jank. I do have to give a shout out to my one of my most loyal viewers, Billy Basham. Thank you so much for giving me the idea for this deck. The shell is completely his. I've done, of course, a little BrewLabification on the list and I've made it my own, but like I said, the core idea comes from Billy, so thanks Billy, much appreciated. And anybody else who's watching the channel, anybody else who's watching the replay, anybody else who's in the stream right now, your ideas, no matter how janky, are what I thrive off of. Please send them to the email address in the YouTube. If you go to the About tab on my channel, you'll find my address. Send them that way. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on either hub. You can add me in game, whichever way you wish to do so. If you have a list that you would like me to test, to check, to play, to tweak, to BrewLabify, then please send them on down. I am always hungry for new ideas and fresh brews to tweak and spend some time in the lab with, so send them my way. But yes, this one today I am calling the Bouncy Pussy Wagon. Oop, that's some wrong spelling there. Bouncy Pussy Wagon, because we are taking full advantage of Teleportation Circle, a card that I've clearly not played enough since AFR dropped. It hasn't made an appearance in any of my decks yet, and yeah, thank you again to Billy for bringing it to my attention, and I think it is pretty cool. There's a lot of really cool things you can do with it, particularly creatures and or artifacts that have enter the battlefield effects. Of course, you can keep getting those effects with Teleportation Circle. At the beginning of your end step, exile one target artifact or creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. The really cool thing about this, which I had not thought about, and really, honestly, Billy, I don't know if you came up with this idea yourself, but even if you didn't and you just sort of perfected it, then chapeau to you, because Stonebinder's familiar, a spirit dog from Strixhaven, lovely little 1-drop, says that whenever one or more creatures are put into exile during your turn, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. So you can grow the Stonebinder's familiar every time that you bounce something with Teleportation Circle, because it's being put into exile temporarily. So pretty sweet little synergy there. So before I get ahead of myself, let me just preface the deck tech by telling you the usual. I shall be... Oh, I'm just going to wait for this train to go by. Can you guys hear that on the stream? Hey! Billy! Good to have you on the stream. This is the deck that I came up with after playing with yours for a while. I hope you heard that. Yeah, preface the deck by saying my usual. I will run through the deck, kind of describe the best interactions, what some of the expected playlines are, and what the win condition is, and or win conditions are, and then we will wrap up at the end of the video after the gameplay footage with some discussion, and if there are any adjustments that I will make to the deck during the gameplay footage, I will make sure to upload the most current version to either hub and paste that version into the description in the down below this video. Right, so let's get straight to it. We've already talked about Stonebinder's Familiar, but the synergy with Teleportation Circle isn't the only one, okay? There are other things that are being put into exile, namely all of our foretell cards. Every time you foretell something, it is being put into exile. Foretell reads that during your turn you may pay 2 and exile this card from your hand face down. You can cast it later. So every time you foretell something, you're putting another +1/+1 counter on Stonebinder's Familiar. Then, Elite Spellbinder has an ETB trigger, which we can keep bouncing with the Teleportation Circle. Elite Spellbinder enters the battlefield. Look at target opponent's hand. This is the first time I've played this card. It's the type of thing where, like, I know it's insanely good, but I hate it so much when I play against it that I don't play it myself because I don't feel like being such an asshole to the person that I'm playing against. But it is insanely good, this card. Of course, they had to give the current reigning world champion a good card. I think Fervent Champion was also pretty good for Javier Dominguez, the previous world champ, but I think this one's better. So anyway, what I was saying was basically you get to look at your opponent's hand and then you exile a non-land card from it. Again, putting a counter on the Stonebinder's Familiar. We can keep doing that after you swing in, so you can, get in for 3 damage in the air. End step, target your Elite Spellbinder with Teleportation Circle, bounces it, comes back into play. You put another counter on Stonebinder's Familiar, exile another card from their hand, put another counter on Stonebinder's Familiar. The thing starts to spiral a little bit out of control. Of course, there's plenty of that's why I'm going to be playing this in the unranked queue. This deck is really fun. It actually is pretty good. Unfortunately, there are just way better decks right now. Not way, but way better decks in the meta right now that are gonna be able to run us over on the ranked ladder. So I'm gonna just play it in the unranked queue, as I said, and let's see how it goes. There might be some tweaks that we can make to it that'll make it a little bit more competitive, but most of the time we're going to be hoping on a good lucky draw, and then when things just start to pop off with this deck, things get out of hand really quickly. Next up, we've got 3 copies of the Ingenious Smith. I still don't know if this is the perfect home for it. I just typed in enter the battlefield in my search bar when I was building the deck around Teleportation Circle, and this is one of the ones that came up. It's a new card from Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. I think this could be really good as well in a equipment deck of sorts. But it's another creature that's a 2-drop, so nice on the curve after the Stonebinder Familiar that can grow, because every time an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you put a +1/+1 counter on Ingenious Smith. We've only got 2 artifacts, okay? Potion of Healing, Esika's Chariot. But because of the Teleportation Circle, we could be, ETBing those artifacts over and over again, thus growing Ingenious Smith. We can also bounce Ingenious Smith with the Teleportation Circle, and the ETB trigger says that you can look at the top 4 cards of your library, you may reveal an artifact card from among them, and put it into your hand, and the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. So, not only can you go then, when it first comes in, you might be able to search up your Esika's Chariot or Potion of Healing, but the following turn you then drop that artifact and grow the Ingenious Smith. So cool little synergy there between artifacts, ETB triggers, and ability to grow into the late game. So no, I like this as a 1-2 little drops on the curve. Then I'm playing another obvious entry here. Prosperous Innkeeper has a great ETB trigger, comes into play, creates a treasure token, so we can ramp into our turn 3 play if we don't top deck a land, or just anyway, because it's good to have treasures always. And then whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain a life. So again, lots of cool little ETB synergies. Next up, we've already talked about the Elite Spellbinder. But you know, yeah, nothing much really needs more to be said about that. Did I talk about the Potion of Healing? I think I missed it. When it enters the battlefield, you draw a card. So it enters the battlefield, you draw a card. You can then bounce it with Doomskar, with Teleportation Circle, and keep drawing cards. Of course, that also keeps growing your Ingenious Smith. You can also, in a pinch, pay 1 white and sacrifice it, and you gain 3 lives. So a little bit of sneaky life gain hidden inside the deck. Between Potion of Healing and Prosperous Innkeeper, we should be able to keep our life above, you know, dead, so that we can push through the late game. Next up, Iron Verdict. I think this is severely underplayed. It can be cast for 1 and takes care of Goldspan Dragons. And in a deck where you get, you know, benefits from foretelling things because of the exile triggers, then it's an obvious inclusion. You can, you know, do 5 damage to a tap creature for 1 mana. Not bad at all. So 4 copies of Iron Verdict, absolutely essential in my opinion. Just be aware it's not the other card called Expel that exiles target tap creature for the same cost at 3. This only does 5 damage, so make sure that the thing you're targeting really does have 5 toughness, otherwise you will be crying. I've made that mistake a few times, which is why I'm bringing it up. Other ways of taking care of Goldspan Dragon, and also all of the you know, classes that are plaguing us right now in the standard 22 play queue. Broken Wings. I used to play this in every single green deck before we got the Lesson and Learn cards, and then Containment Breach kind of took over for this card so that we could have more empty slots in the main deck. But Broken Wings, artifacts, enchantments, creatures with flying, all at instant speed for 3 mana. It's such a good card. So definitely obvious 2 of inclusion in the deck, to get rid of angels, to get rid of dragons, and to get rid of enchantments and artifacts. So I like this in here. I think it's a worthy 2 of. Teleportation Circle we've already talked about. We can, of course, you know, the main reason why we're calling it the Bouncy Pussy Wagon is because we're going to be bouncing Esika's Chariot with this guy. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Esika's Chariot, also known as the Pussy Wagon, is got an ETB trigger like everything else in the deck. When it enters the battlefield, you create 2 green cat creature tokens, and whenever Esika's Chariot attacks, you can create a token that's a copy of target token you control. This is where you know, there's room for flex in the deck. We may, you know, might change things up a little bit at some point and make other cool token creators that have ETB effects or something like that. I'm still working on this one. That's why, like I said, now for the 3rd time, I hate repeating myself, but it is late. Please excuse me. I have had a few whiskeys. The we will not be playing this in ranked, but yeah, if you keep bouncing Esika with the Teleportation Circle, the amount of cat tokens that start flooding the field become quite ridiculous, and that's in and of itself good enough for me to put it in the deck. And not only that, it triggers the Ingenious Smith when it comes into play every time, and you can find it with Ingenious Smith when it comes into play. So pretty cool. Next up, because we are running snow, I thought to myself, look, like I do want to run Snowlands because we've only got the last little minute adjustment I made to this deck before I hit stream. I wasn't running snow, I was just running normal lands, and I had the Stronghold, and I was running 4 what's it called, something wilds. The oh my goodness, evolving wilds. But if you're not running a some kind of landfall deck, because we don't have access to Fabled Passage anymore, if you're not running some sort of landfall deck, just putting those evolving wilds in here so that you can go look for the right land when you need it is probably not the best idea. You're better off trying to run Snowlands, because then you get access to Arctic Treeline as a dual land, and you can run 8 dual lands with the pathway. But running them just so that you can have the Arctic Treeline is a little bit weird, because it will always come into play tapped. So I needed to put in something in here that made use of the Snowlands. So here we go. Spirit of the Aldergard also has an ETB trigger, which synergizes with the Teleportation Circle. When Spirit of Aldergard enters the battlefield, search your library for a Snowland, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. It gets +1/+0 for each other snow permanent you control. So this can be quite a sizey little bear spirit. And then, because we are in a meta where there's a lot of aggro decks, why not run a few copies of Doomskar? It is the best sweeper in white. It is the only sweeper we have left in white. It can be cast on turn 3 before you even... it's usually the type of thing where you just keep it there. Not only can you foretell it, which puts a counter on Stonebinder's Familiar, but usually you got a bad opening hand. You've mulliganed again. Your second hand's not too good either. But you've got a Doomskar. You just foretell it. You keep it there on the side. If you can't get your perfect curve and things are not looking good with your main plan, you can reset and just zap everything. Or even in a situation, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, when you are facing a board that's too big and you know that there isn't going to be any way that no matter what you top deck, no matter what you're going to do, you're probably going to lose, even though you've got already a bunch of your good creatures out that you hate to Doomskar. The choice is, do I lose anyway, or do I just Doomskar everybody, including my stuff, and reset the field and try and win from there? And because we have things that don't get hit by Doomskar, like the Teleportation and the Esika's Chariot, and the Potion of Healing, after you Doomskar, you Teleportation Circle your Esika's Chariot, you start to build a board presence again pretty quickly straight away. So use them carefully, use them in the right position, and they will save your life many times. Oftentimes you wish you'd drawn one and you don't see one in a single game, and then you lose to the aggro deck. So just it was an obvious inclusion. I had to put at least one sweeper in any of the decks that I played these days. The mono white guys and the mono green guys and the mono red guys are just too strong not to run a sweeper. It wasn't enough to just have Iron Verdict as the only form of removal and Broken Wings. We needed something else. So 4 copies of Doomskar. And that's the deck. With the win con, okay? We're trying to grow Stonebinder's Familiar, Ingenious Smith, really big, and by bouncing things with Teleportation Circle, making a huge pussycat army, and swinging in, just attacking. That's the main win con. It's not really a combo. We just want to go really, really wide, grow these guys really, really big, and then boom, boom, boom. And to kind of help us get there, we've got the sneaky little life gain in Potion of Healing, in Prosperous Innkeeper, but also I'm running 2 copies of Bretagard Stronghold, which can be sacrificed for 1 green and 2 white. And you put 2 +1/+1 counters on each of up to 2 target creatures you control. They gain Vigilance and Lifelink until the end of turn. Woo! Love this card. Selesnya deck, you're not playing this card, you're doing something wrong. At least 2 copies. You're going to top deck it at some point in the mid game to late game, and it will save your ass. You'll be able to attack in, gain a bunch of life, and still keep those blockers up to defend from a potential attack the following turn. Not only have you grown those blockers, they gain Vigilance and Lifelink and everything else. So 2 copies of Bretagard Stronghold is the last little card that I want to talk about in the deck before we jump into some games. Oh, nice. Ha! A deck that I'd... yeah. A deck that I recommended to Max a long time ago, before Standard 2022, with Orator, Thunderous Orator. It seems to be working again now. It's one of those cases, I guess, where like you know, he's changed the play queue and suddenly it just works better. Let me just streaming deck called Bouncy Pussy Wagon. Alright, opening hand. What do we got? I kind of like it. It's okay. It's doable. It's unranked after all. No stress. Sit back, relax, pour a whiskey, smoke my vape. Boom. Draw a card. Another land. Spellbinder next. It's always a mirror match in unranked. Like, you know, everybody knows that that's how the algorithm works. Not exactly the same cards, but it's very often the same color pairings. Yasharn. Can't pay life for sacrifice. Okay. Elite Spellbinder does not make for a good blocker, so just attack with it if you can every time. It's just the way to go. Whew. Whew. I wonder why he didn't attack last time. Unranked is always a bit of a weird, you know, people are playing some whack stuff. Oh, it's Snow Permanence. Cool. Love to draw a Teleportation Circle now. Nice. Nice. Oh, fuck. I was trying so long to make this deck, but, you know, I'm just going to sweep the field now, and he's going to be so bummed. But there's some really cool synergy between, not Ranger class, but actually Druid class. Maya. Oh, I'm so sorry. Probably Trelisara. How many lands are you going to give me before? Those guys away. I agree, Billy. You know, on the long term, when I really get frustrated, then I will join them. But I don't. I tend to try and be a don't beat them, join them. I try to beat them almost always, but sometimes you just can't. And when it gets so frustrating that you just can't, that's the time when you need to just give up and try and beat them. Oops. What is with all this land, mate? What is going on? Like, I think I've top decked like, I don't know how many lands in a row there. I love the little noise the Prosperous Innkeeper makes. Yay! Finally! We get to start bouncing things. Oh, I should run Faceless Haven, obviously. How stupid is that? Woohoo! The pussies are gonna start bouncing. Here we go. Here we go. We got it. Game 1. That is nice. Bounce it, bounce it. Oh, such a good time. Bounce it, bounce it. Oh, that is so nice. That is really nice. 31 HP. The amount of land that both of us have on the field is a little bit ridiculous. my innkeepers are bigger than your innkeepers. Do you have a Doomskar? What are you doing? $12, 13 mana? Starnheim Unleashed. There's nothing else I can think of that you could need that much mana for. Ah, I called it! I called it! Oh, we are so fucked. Incredible. Oh, we were gonna win. That's GG. We either top deck a Doomskar or we are absolutely fucked. Come on, Doomskar. Nope. 6 times 4, 24 damage. Oh wow. That might actually be a really good inclusion in the deck. Oh, fuck this. They've all got vigilance as well. This is a GG. I think we are like on a 2-turn clock. That's heavy damage. Doomskar. Ay, 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 ay. GG. So close, man. We finally got the thing happening and everything. So if we kill one, that's still not enough. Good game, buddy. Good on you for running cool cards. Might be a bit of a short one tonight. I'm starting to get the yawnies and the eye closies. 33 minutes. I think we can try. I'll try and push it to the hour, but I don't want to just make horrible misplays the whole stream. Sleep like a baby. I'm so happy with the stream from earlier today, the Warlock class deck. If you haven't gone and seen that already, you know, check out the channel. That was an incredible performance. First of all, I think I played very well, and at the same time, just a really good deck, and the combo just goes off so many times. I'm really happy with that one. Dimir. Woo! Rogues. Ha! Can you believe it? A lot of innkeepers. Bet you it's that UNT. Okay. Woo! Death touch, huh? That's a bit annoying. Bye-bye. Another counter on the Stonebinder. Bye-bye. Oh, he scoops it up. That sucks. I think he probably would have beat me there. Sorry, buddy. Did I take your favorite card that you were trying to get to work? Elite Spellbinder. Ruining people's lives. Including my own. Starting to think I'm running those 4 copies of the... Ooh. No. Well, alright, whatever. What's it called? The Iron Verdict. The reason why I'm running it is because 5 damage does kill Goldspan, and because foretelling it puts tokens on the Stonebinder's familiar, but we might actually prefer to run Expel, which cannot be foretold. Okay, I'm aware of that, but it exiles target type creature, which also puts counters on Stonebinder's familiar, so might actually be okay. Teleportation Circle would be great next turn. Soul Shatter or Field Trip? That is the question. Or is he going to ramp? No, he doesn't have green. Yeah. There's green. Loads of ramp. So, looking like Golgari. +1, -3.
New job, new life, new opportunities. You'll learn the power of death. That's it! To the detention box!
Ooh. Man, I wish I wasn't so tired. I'm like really struggling.
Let's go.
Woo! Pussies! Pussycats! Now we can easily Doomskar and we can still... Oh no, we need the Teleportation Circle still. Here comes the mascots.
Come on, there's gotta be something useful. Ugh.
Wow, I'm tired. Oh my god. Oh. Wakey, wakey. Eggs and bakey. God, I could do with some eggs and bacon. Oh, fuck. Watch, we're gonna top deck the Teleportation Circle next. Good evening, Moonwatcher. Thanks for joining the stream. It's so good to have you. Always a pleasure, my brother. Doing some janky stuff with Teleportation Circle tonight. But I'm also just on my last legs. I'm just on the verge of passing out. So, yeah. That's why I decided to play something a little bit more simple. Woo! Card draw. Right. It's better than nothing. Crikey, I'm exhausted. Opponent. I'm gonna sleep like such a baby tonight. Just woo!
I have impeccable study habits.
Circle, 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 circle. Ho! That's okay as well. Oh. Oh. amount of lands the opponent has is ridiculous. I don't even want to look what's going to come out of this next. Oh. Gelatinous cube. Have any of you guys had any luck playing with the deck of many things? Gosh.
Never thought I'd miss the light.
Ow! Okay, this game is freaking GG. Sorry guys, I'm reaching the point where I'm just too tired. I think I'm gonna call it an early one. 45 minutes in, 47. I'm gonna play one more game, and then I'm off to bed. We had a nice win. I think we bounced the pussy wagon a couple times. Come on, give me that. Oh, okay. That's nice. Turn 2 Innkeeper, turn 3 Teleportation Circle, Bouncy Innkeeper again. Nice. Very nice. Another token. I wish it was just, that the meta was forgiving enough to actually play this deck, because it's so fun doing all this bouncing. Another mirror-ish. This is probably the one I talked about in the first game. Trelisara, landfall-y kind of things. Come on. Nah. That sucks. We got the pussy wagon, so I can't complain. Oh, that's nice. I didn't know that would happen. I was just testing it out. So that's an artifact? Oh no, oh man, that is so nice. That's good to know. Sleepy, sleepy, sleepy on me. Things are going crazy. Yeah. All right. That's gonna do it. Yeah, I got this gun. Thanks, guys. Thank you for caring so much for my, I do take a lot of good care of myself. I'm just tired. It's 1 a.m. in Italy. I had a long day. I've been playing a lot of Magic. So yeah, I'm gonna call it for tonight. Thank you. All of you are my favorite people that make it this far into the stream. You really are my favorite people in the world. I could not be happier the way the channel is progressing. It's just it brings joy to my heart, and I will see you all tomorrow. I'm gonna be coming at you with another couple of fresh brews. I'm hopefully gonna be hitting Mythic, so there'll be some crazy Mythic to be coming your way. Mythic gameplay, hopefully. Never jinx, I don't want to jinx myself and end up not ending up in Mythic, but I really think tomorrow's the day. And yeah, until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab signing out. Peace out, y'all.